Mr. Prasad,
let me respond to what has just been said. Let me respond.
Mr. Sundaram.
Let me just respond to what has been said. I think we are missing the whole point here. There is a basic fallacy. What has to be protected is backwardness. Backwardness, socio-backwardness, religious backwardness is not an issue. It is sociological, socio-backwardness and economic backwardness, which pervades all religions.
No educational backwardness.
Not economic. Let me complete. And educational backwardness. Quite right. Now let us have these objective yardsticks. Now with those yardsticks, please allow me to finish what I'm saying. With those yardsticks, please judge backwardness irrespective of the religion. The point I'm saying is, can you make a sub-quota out of backwardness and carve out religion? How is that possible?
The argument
if you're backward, you are backward. If you're backward, you are backward irrespective of religion.
No,
it
if you argue...
well be there are more backward people. Please allow me to finish. It could very well be that there are more backward people of one religion than there are backward people of another religion. But still the yardstick is backwardness.
Yes, the yardstick is backwardness.
Cannot be done by saying, I'm carving out a religious sub-quota.
The central, can Mr. One second.
You may end up with more backward people of one particular religion.
Kancha Ilaiah. Kancha Ilaiah is coming in, then I've got a question. Kancha Ilaiah, yeah.
Arnab, I'll just make one point. You know, Mr. Asaduddin Owaisi is very right, and Ravi Verma, this whole question of religion, what my friend doesn't understand is all the Muslims and all the Christians who have been converted into those religions are earlier people who belong to SC, ST, OBCs. Today the question is they need to have the same facility that those who do not get converted into any other religion as well. Now the point is how the courts look at this whole issue. In my view, as Asaduddin is rightly saying, that I think the Andhra Pradesh High Court also completely misread the whole context of reservation itself. Already Muslims were part of this existing reservation in Andhra Pradesh, 25%, All India context 27%. Now when the question of 4.5 has come in as a central category as it was conceived, now they could not, overcome that cap of 50% and go over and above. No, they put within itself. Therefore, my point is this has to be really adjusted within that, and then we all together.
No, tonight Aryaman Sundaram argues. Aryaman Sundaram argues, and I'll come to Mr. Prasad next. Aryaman Sundaram argues, Mr. Prasad, that the basis is backwardness, right? But what we are talking about here is not. It's not about religion only. It is about the equitable distribution of benefits among all concerned.
Right.
Do you deny, Mr. Prasad, that there is an inequity in the distribution of opportunities among certain communities, and in order to make it equitable, you will have to introduce some basic quotas like your own government has done in Karnataka?
No, first of all, the legal understanding what Mr. Sundaram has stated is the right legal position. And let me correct Mr. Owaisi, in Bihar, because of the good governance for the last about 6-7 years, lot of Muslims are studying and getting exposure, which was denied to them because of backwardness. That is a welcome sign. If Muslims are qualifying for IIT, we are proud of that. We need to encourage that more.
But they will not get
reservation. And by the way, let him correct me. Let me correct.
You are opposing.
No, just please, Mr. Owaisi, I never disturb you. Why are you becoming so impatient today? Please, as far as Bihar's recommendation of a Dalit Muslim and Dalit Christian is concerned, that is not a fact. Let me put it very clearly. Arnav, never confuse Dalit issue with...
Mr. Prasad, I'm sorry. Your own Chief Minister has passed a resolution. Mr. Prasad, please don't deny channel. The whole nation is watching you and me.
No, what
I am challenging you. I'll produce the resolution copy.
Mr. Owaisi, I differ with you.
Nitish Kumar has passed a resolution.
Let's leave it there.
Dalit status to Muslim and
Christians. Can we have a civilized debate?
Okay, let him continue. Mr. Owaisi, your turn next. Yes, Mr. Prasad.
Arnav, what I'm trying to never confuse backwardness issue with Dalit issue. The two are different constitutional roots altogether. Dalits are scheduled caste. backwards don't get MP and MLA reservation. They only get educational reservation and service reservations. Scheduled caste, scheduled tribe get service reservation, educational reservation, and also legislative reservation. Unless, because the moment you make Dalit Christian, Dalit Muslim, you are upsetting the whole scheme. There have been judgments of Supreme Court that this discrimination is only a byproduct of Hindu society, hence this compensation. The matter is before the court, we shall consider it. But as far as backwardness of even Muslims are concerned, surely why not? I agreed with you. If they are backward, some segment is backward, they have been given in my state, in Uttar Pradesh, in Rajasthan, in Madhya Pradesh.
Then why do you oppose it overall?
They are entitled to get that.
Then why do you oppose it overall?
No, we are opposed. Yes, we are opposing a religious-based minority consideration, because religious-based reservation simply is not permissible. As far as Karnataka is concerned, it is existing for the last many years. I am sure if a legal challenge is there, it will be considered as well.
Sir, the bigger question which all of you are avoiding.
Exactly, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, I'll just ask you one question. Why do you include OBCs and STs in Hindu social order itself? Please don't talk about them in terms of Hindu social order. All of them take the reservation based on social educational backwardness. And that is what
Mr. Kanchai Elaiah, all of you are dodging the basic question tonight on the news.
I need to reply it. Ravi Shankar is not doing, BJP is not doing. The founding fathers who were eminent people, including Ambedkar, Maulana Azad, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, all in their collective wisdom thought that this benefit will go only to Hindus, because Dalit concept is a byproduct of discrimination which they had to suffer for thousands of years. Hence, it's not for tribals.
Sir, this my quota versus your quota.
Therefore, it is not the BJP's creation.
No, I have a bigger question.
I have a bigger question. Who took this decision.
A bigger question, Mr. Prasad, of which both your party is guilty, Mr. Owaisi's party is guilty, UPA, BJP, everybody is guilty. In my limited understanding is, the fact is, time and again, all these attempts have been made to push through quotas in government, jobs, education, promotions. Mr. Owaisi knows, Mr. Kanchai Elaiah knows. So do you know. Every time they are being rejected, Andhra High Court has red flagged it. What does it prove? That quotas have become sort of expedient vehicles that politicians can piggyback on depending upon which side they are. Mr. Owaisi.
First of all, don't make sweeping comments, including against the BJP. But yes, this judgment only highlights one issue. Don't mix up constitutional reservation principle as politically expedient for vote bank politics.
Sir, but quotas for vote bank politics are the norm, aren't they? I don't know why you are so shocked.
They are designed as an instrument for progress.
I don't know why you are so shocked.
And what Salman Khurshid did or the UPA did clearly boomeranged. I'm sorry to say that.
No, I don't know why so much shock.
But even the minority rejected that.
Arnab, let us ask one question again, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad. Tomorrow,
2 minutes left on the
Congress proposes a constitutional amendment to take away the entire reservation over and above 50% and include Muslims, Dalit Muslims, OBC Muslims and Dalit Christians and OBC Christians within that. Is BJP going to support it or not? That is the key question. Can you tell us your position on that? Tomorrow Congress proposes a resolution to amend the constitution. What will you do?
No, you see, this is, I think, competitive quota politics which is going on here. You know, Mr. Prasad is not responding. My question is, Mr. Owaisi, you disagree?
My response is very simple. My response is, if the rights of Hindu Dalits are sought to be compromised in such a manner for vote bank politics, which is constitutionally not permissible, the BJP will oppose it very clearly and categorically. And I only hope that in the like of disaster they have suffered in the wake of UP poll, the court reversal, even the Supreme Court, I'm sure, will going to affirm it. The Congress party will be a little wary and more conscious and will take appropriate steps.
And Mr. Owaisi, you disagree with me, but Supreme Court 2006 Nagaraj verdict, Rajasthan case 2010, Justice Altamas Kabir and A.K. Patnaik quoting on what happened in the Nagaraj verdict, recent Supreme Court order rejecting promotion quota. What does it all prove? That even the courts are now saying, can you stop using quotas politically?
Mr. Arnab Goswami, you are committing a contempt of Supreme Court. please don't put words into the judgment of the Supreme Court. No, please.
Beyond that, please. The nation is watching you. Don't be in contempt.
The issue is different. Are you writing a judgment? Are you writing a judgment of Supreme Court
in
now
the cases of quotas in promotion?
That are you trying to say that the reservation which is getting which Muslims?
I am asking you tonight.
It will be stopped.
I am asking you tonight.
Are you saying that when this judgment will be appealed in Supreme Court, the appeal will not be upheld?
I am asking you tonight, Mr. Owaisi.
Your knowledge of law is very limited.
Mr. Owaisi, again you're jumping the gun. I am simply asking you to set the record straight.
No, I am not
that
jumping. You are jumping the gun. You are trying to put your agenda in front and ensure that agenda is implemented. I'm sorry.
Owaisi,
that agenda we don't agree with that.
Search as you might, you won't find an agenda. You will only find a question.
Please understand, without reservation, Muslims cannot go forward.
Mr. Owaisi,
and see how much
Mr. Owaisi, I may not be.
Please come and see.
Mr. Owaisi, I may be a layperson.
Come and see, Mr.
Owaisi, I may be a layperson and I may not be.
And please see the reservation benefits which has come to Muslims, and you will be happy.
Mr. Owaisi,
it has strengthened our nation.
Mr. Owaisi,
please
now you have.
Be my guest.
Mr. Owaisi, are you trying to carry out a pre-planned attack on me tonight? Here's the question. Come on, Mr. Owaisi. You are listening to what I'm saying. My simple question tonight is this.
You who always attack everyone.
Mr. Owaisi.
No, I don't.
Mr. Owaisi, my dear Mr. Owaisi. My dear Mr. Owaisi, I am simply asking, I may not be an MP, as a layman, as a citizen of India, I am asking that if the courts are saying, are you conducting an honest and in-depth enough survey into social and economic backwardness? And if you are not, then why are you rushing in with quotas? That's a simple question. Courts are asking. I'm putting these judgments together and asking the question.
Can I reply to your
humble submission?
Your question, Mr. Arnab Goswami?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, I am once again reiterating to you, I am requesting you, please come to Andhra Pradesh and see the reservation benefits which have come to the poor of the poorest of the Muslims. You will be happy to know that a rickshaw puller's son is a doctor now. You will be happy to know that a traffic constable's son is now a BTech graduate working in a software industry. Don't you want this nation to prosper?
Mr. Sundaram, respond to that.
Nation wants to know.
Mr. Sundaram, respond to that.
Let me complete. Please allow me to complete.
Let Mr. Sundaram respond, sir. I'm running short of time.
Without reservation, no, I want to complete. I'm not yielding. Without reservation, Mr. Arnab Goswami, there is a feeling of discrimination which will be further strengthened among the Muslim community. There is a feeling of marginalization which will further lead to more marginalization.
Mr. Sundaram,
for God's sake, if
Mr. Sundaram next.
For the existence of equality, you have to.
Mr. Sundaram next. Mr. Sundaram, your turn. Quickly, sir. Couple of minutes on the debate.
All I want to say is, A, this is being completely politicized. This country has been using religion as a political tool for many, many years. It is being politicized, and I fail to understand why backwardness requires a religious crutch. It does not. There is nothing backward in any religious persuasion. Find who is backward. Please make that rickshaw puller's son, make him the Prime Minister, irrespective of his religion. I'd be very happy. But please do not inject religion for political purposes.
I don't want Prime Minister.
Sir, reservations were temporary.
I want a job. I want respect. I want equality.
Sure, Mr. Krishnaiah, the case is going to be challenged. Mr. Krishnaiah, please. Otherwise, I'll have to seek a quota in asking questions. One second. Mr. Krishnaiah, your turn. This case is going to be challenged in the Supreme Court. Are you ready for a longer legal fight?
Yes, we are going to challenge in the Supreme Court if the central government goes that way.
Yes.
But the entire discussion is going wrong way. The purpose of reservation, what is the purpose of reservation? Why they are provided reservation? Every intellectual have to discuss. Because the basis of reservation, two factors. One is, one community is not representing the population in the employment, education, then that community will give representation.
Right.
Second point is social discrimination, social stigma. If the backward class is not having social stigma, community, social hierarchy, community will be given reservation. Because
on the other side tonight,
community, for example,
Mr. Krishnaiah, this debate, this is going to be, gentlemen, a long and heated debate. We won't find resolution. Quick word. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, are you sticking your neck out?
A fisherman
One
becoming a
sec.
collector, the entire
One second, Mr. Krishna. Last word to Ravi Shankar Prasad, then I'm wrapping this up. Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, do we need this to become political?
It is not a poverty alleviation.
Do we need this to become political
No,
anymore?
it should not. Or no, I have just to make two quick points. Or no, now a very aspirational India of young people is also coming, which is looking life beyond reservation. They also need to be recognized. And secondly, in my own Patna, there is a Super 30 coaching institute, which has so excellently outstanding boys have competed who are sons of vendors, of rickshawalas, of peons, including from backward, including from reserve quota, because they were given good training by that great fellow who runs that institute. I think these are examples which we need to replicate and also spread.
I think we've got a good debate going. We'll follow this up. Many of our panelists disagree with each other, but that's what it's all about, isn't it? Let us all disagree, but let's have a healthy debate on both sides. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Mr. Krishna, thank you very much for joining me on that debate tonight.